Hi extended family. I'm really excited about sharing today's recipe. It is the Indian ginger tea. Indian ginger tea is truly a sensory experience. From the way it smells, the spices that go in, and the way it looks, it brings you right back to India. For those of us who have grown up in India, this is the one thing you can close your eyes, and once you smell that Indian ginger tea, it just brings you back to a particular spot. My earliest memories of tea was traveling to Punjab, which is northern India, with my mom for our summer vacations and drinking Indian ginger tea in these clay pots. Now, this is a much open clay pot, but they would have little containers that they would serve tea in the train, and they would sell it as the train is moving, and you hold this hot tea and smell it and drink it at that time. And there's nothing like the smell of earth mixing with that ginger tea. So today I was thinking of sharing this recipe. It's going to snow here, and while this is my 4 o'clock recipe, I would love to share this with you because it's a great recipe for a snow day, which is tomorrow. So some of the ingredients, let's go over that. All right. For in India, we use black tea, and as you can see, this is black loose tea, and it's really high in caffeine, so it's not something you want children to be exposed to or too much of it. Although in India, everyone drinks it. The main ingredient is the ginger root. Now, when I buy my ginger root, I make sure that's organic, because when you're using the organic ginger root, it's so potent. It actually, you need very little compared to the regular ginger, so you can buy this at any store. And then the next ingredient are the cardamom pods. You can buy cardamom seeds and crush it if you would like. Really good, and you don't need as many. We're just going to use 2, and I'll go over the proportions. So you take the ginger, you skin it, and basically you take about 1 to 2 cups of tea. And of course, you can always adjust the ginger to your liking. Some of the optional ingredients are either fennel seeds that you can buy. So I would crush the fennel seeds, but today's tea, I'm just keeping it very basic to ginger and cardamom. And saffron is another great addition to the Indian tea. Now, saffron is really expensive, so not everyone can afford it. But when you can, a pinch of saffron makes a great difference to the color. One of the things that I want to share, tea has health benefits. Of course, in the cold winter time, tea just keeps you warm, but it's also the ginger, which has a lot of health benefits. It's a carminative, good for digestion, but they say it's great for respiratory infections and during the cold season. I'm not sure if cardamom has any health benefits, but sure, it has an amazing aroma. And then fennel has really good health benefits also. So overall, the tea, it has 2 ingredients, ginger and cardamom seeds. You have A2 milk, which has A2 casein, whole milk, which has A1 and A2 casein, and then goat's milk, which is mostly A2 casein. You may want to check research on all of these to see what option works well for you. And if you don't have these and dairy does not work for you, you can always use almond milk. So I'm going to turn around, and I have about 2 cups of water. Renisha, do you want to show our audience? I have about 2 cups of water in this hot pot. I've heated it a little bit just to expedite the process, and I'm going to cover it up. And as the water is heating, I'm going to go ahead and crush this 1-inch piece of ginger. So you put it in your mortar pestle, you just crush it. It's already smelling delicious. So you just about crush it to that level, and you keep it ready here. And you take 2 pods, right? About 2 pods of, and I'm going to bring it and make sure I just open up the pods. So when I hit it with the pestle, this is what it looks like. And this entire mixture is going to go into the water. While our water is boiling, I wanted to share this interesting piece of trivia with you. Obviously, hot ginger tea sounds like a great option for tomorrow, that it's going to be very cold and snowy day. But believe it or not, the temperature in India, there's some parts of the country that are extremely hot, but tea is staple. You drink it morning, you drink it afternoon, you drink it at night, you drink it basically anytime. When someone visits you, would you like to have some chai? You know, and the idea is that it's supposed to cool you, because when you sweat after drinking tea and the sweat evaporates, it helps to cool off. So just wanted to share that with you. Ginger tea generally does have sugar in it, so keep sugar ready. You don't have to put a lot of it, and if you don't want sugar, like I don't have sugar, my combination is usually with goat milk and some stevia. So I can hear the water behind me boiling, and we're going to walk over. Renasia, let's go right over here. Thank you. And so the water has come to a boil. You're just going to take your spoon and drop everything into the mixture. Make sure you get all the cardamom seeds, and you let it sit and boil for a while. The other thing is you take your tea leaves, which is about a tablespoon and a half, depending on how strong you want it, but most Indians, in India at least, will have this mixture boiling for a while. They leave it covered, and that is why this black tea is, I think, extremely potent in caffeine, because you're really extracting the caffeine from it. So you leave it in there and you let it boil. And what is really interesting is my mom lives with me, and when I get back in the evenings from work, you walk into the house and you can just smell the ginger tea. There's just something about it. It is so amazing. So this is what it kind of looks like when it's boiling. You can already see the color change. And for me, smells are a big thing. And yes, it's starting to smell like ginger tea. It's a combination of ginger and the cardamom pods. What I am going to do is bring a little bit of saffron and get a little bit funky with it. And you just need a tiny bit, that's all. Just a pinch, and put that in, and it adds a little color to it. So you leave this to boil for about 2 to 3 minutes to the color and the amount of caffeine you want, but at least 2 to 3 minutes covered, and then you get ready to add the milk, which I'm really confused because I have no idea which one. So I'm going to use A2 milk just to see how it goes. And here's our water that's already boiling, and the color is really important. Look at that golden color. That's what you want for the most part. I mean, I could have gone a little easier on my tea leaves, maybe a little bit less, but the color is what is really important. This golden color, and it's deep. It's like café con leche, but it's tea con leche, té con leche. Sugar, I have, you add to your needs, your taste, and you mix that in. What to do is pour the tea, and we're going to strain it into a kettle to make it easy to pour. So I have a little tea kettle here. I'm going to use that, and just to make it easier to pour, I typically pour it straight into a cup, but just for the demonstration purposes, I take the strainer and you strain out the tea leaves. And you cover it, and you bring pouring the tea into the cup. Honestly, I think the choice of the cup makes a big difference. The same tea, if given to me in a darker cup, I'm a little picky. I'm a little of a tea snob, you might call it, because it looks just so much more delicious. And if this was in one of my clay cups, that would be absolutely amazing. In India, the tea is served, like I said, anytime. And depending on the time of the day, you add your snack in. And today what I have is a rusk, a common snack that goes with tea. You either dip it in and eat it, or you just eat it plain. I hope you enjoyed this recipe and try it tomorrow. It's really simple, but Indian ginger tea is such a great sensory experience that I am going to tell you that you are not going to be making those trips to a store that sells chai. Cheers.